Good morning, everyone. Today I'm playing along with the Through the Rainbow Challenge, and we are on Indigo. And I have to say that I had to look up what Indigo was. And so anyhow, it is a blue that's dark and has a red tinge to it. So it's kind of like a purplish blue. So I figured this is probably Indigo. It's pretty difficult, I'll tell you, to kind of find that color, but then sometimes I feel like that's all I find and I can't find a true blue. So anyway, I am using the Marina collection by Mintay, and I am going to be using this wood paper, this blue indigo dot, and let me show you what they look like on this side. So it's this, which is the red, and then this one has the little paper boats, and I'm going to be using this on here, and I got a little flaw here, it looks like. I think I'll put that at the bottom. And then I am using the elements from the cut apart page, and I'm also using this decorative brads from Simple Stories, Simple Vintage C's, because they match very well. And I'm using some twine. I am using those letters that I purchased from from Heidi Swapp, and they were called something like Navy or Patriotic or something. I'll write it down below in the drop down menu. So and I'm using one of the tags that I didn't know what I was buying them for. I just thought they were pretty. So and of course I put the letters down, and then I had to pull them up because they weren't in the right place. So now I'm just trying to get them to stick well. Okay. So, let me get started by, oh, and the other paper I'm using is this yellow wood, also from the Mintay collection, and this is the other side, and I matted them all in this. I had started to use this for something else one day, and it was kind of roughed up, and I thought, oh, I kind of like that, because it looks really good with the sunset that's going on there. And I forgot about this. This is another piece that I had as a scrap from something I was doing, and it was torn like this, and I really like that. So I ended up taking some of this ground espresso and kind of antiquing it down at the bottom. Oops, I didn't have my phone on. So I antiqued it down at the bottom to make it look like it's on a shadow. And so I really like this. There's like a little rusty nail there, and so I'm going to be using that too as a cluster base. And oh yeah, I did show you what was on the back. So that's it with that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I might run out of tape today, which hopefully it doesn't frighten me. You know how it is every time I do it. It's like, ah. I'll just scream now and get it over with. So, oh, this I had actually cut for something else, and so I had cut a piece off of it, and so this is the piece that was left, and so I've just left it the size it is. It works perfect. Okay, so this was a close-up that she took of him. And then the other two, one of them, he's like, he's already on the beach. So here he must have been out there. And he might have been out there by, I don't know who that is. Maybe the brother-in-law, my son-in-law, his uncle. I'm not sure. Otherwise, it could be Jesus, because it looks like he's walking on water. I don't know. So he might have started out there and then rode the surf back in. Because I can see here he looks like he's out in the water. the close-up. But here he's almost to the shore, and here he's on the beach. So, or almost to the beach, however you would say that. Okay, so I'm gonna do this just because I wanted this one where he's out in the water there, so it's kind of leads like this. But I'm gonna have it kind of like, okay, these are, he's coming in, but this one down here, because he's bigger, it looks heavy, I need to put it on the bottom. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, I'm gonna use this embellishment right here. So I need to leave enough room. I actually hate to cover up my son-in-law or whoever it is, because I'm looking like he's walking on water. I mean, who wants to miss that? Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick that about there. So I guess that's how I'm gonna make my decision here. Okay, and I'm just gonna put it so you can see a row of dots. And so I'm thinking right about there. This thing will just miss covering up the guy out in the water. Oh, got Brad sticking to me. Okay, so I'm gonna just line that up, okay. And then this one here, I'm gonna put this far enough down. Boy, that felt like it was about at the end. Oh, it looks like I could make it today. Okay, I'm gonna put that far enough down that this can be here. I feel like I'm putting the puzzle together since now I know where everything goes. So I'm gonna put this down here just because I want to know where everything is gonna land. And so I want this just tucked in, but I want this under here. Because if that's overlapping, I want it to be behind him, if that makes any sense. Okay, and that's probably a good spot there. And I'm always misplacing the invisible ruler. Okay, and then the close-up. And I am sticking that just right down here at the edge. Now, I didn't play last year with the girls playing the rainbow, through the rainbow challenge, but I always went and watched because I loved the idea of going through. It's like all the challenges that we've been doing are to kind of go through your stuff, so you're not always using the same thing, and you'll get to use, you know, things maybe that you wouldn't normally use, which I love that. Okay, and I've got twine here, and you know what? I think I'm just gonna double that because it looks kind of thin to me, or kind of thinner than what I want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off a chunk. I've got plenty. And if I cut off a piece that's too long, I'll just save it and use it for something else. And because of it, it's like I wanted to use the red because it actually matched the best. And I didn't want, I mean, I have a navy, but then it's going to be right on the one navy thing that's on the page, you know, besides the letter. So I didn't want all the navy being right there. So that's why I'm using the red, even though it's going to be right next to the red. Oops. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that tight and then trim this. And so I'll have like a double bow, or I don't know if that's what you call it, but the two pieces together. And I'm gonna tuck that in there, and I can tell that I'm gonna have to trim that because I've taped it down enough. These tags are just handsome tags. Look, that color. Okay. So I'm just gonna tuck that right in here. Maybe kind of down far enough that I'm gonna try to line it up with those dots. And let me put this up here to make sure it's straight. I mean, all the things in my life that I don't worry about straight. It's not my scrapbooking. It's like, it's gotta be straight. Okay, I think that looks perfect. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with that. And up here, the only thing I'm gonna put up here is these faux brads. And I've got, it's a beach day. I think this might have been their first day because I know they kind of rolled in late in the day. Oh, and if you hear booming, I live by Army base, and they have been bombing. And so I just heard another one, so I don't know if you heard that, but yeah, that's what goes on around here. Now this here, it looks like they didn't draw the rest of the life preserver, so I'll probably grab a pencil, colored pencil, and put that in. So I'll probably do that at the end. That way if you want to see it, then you can. So I'm going to bring that over here far enough that I can still see that guy in the background. I noticed that the last time I used this collection, and so I don't know if it was done on purpose or what, but it just looks odd to me. Okay, and oh, and and I'm going to use one of these brads over here too. And we have this one that says beachy, so I've got beachy said here a couple times, but I'm actually using it for the colors. And then I've got this little turquoisey one. Oh, there is another bomb. The other day they really had a loud one, and then they had one that sounded just weird. Sometimes I look outside to see if there's any laying in the backyard because they're so loud. It's like there must be a bomb in my backyard. I always kind of warn company, you know, if they're going to be here for several days, and then whenever I warn them, then they never ever hear them. So I guess that's the cure. Just go, beware of that, and then you don't even hear them when they just don't even do it when they're here. Okay, I'm thinking this is probably right around here, and because of the way that the ropes are hanging, I'm putting it this direction. I don't know if that's correct, but in my mind it is. Then I've got some shells, and I'm going to put them down here. So I want to make sure I have enough room for them. And I will put more tape behind them. I know I'm going to run out here shortly, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little tape right now. And I'm using this, I think it's called a conch shell, and then one of these clam shells, or oyster shells. I have no idea. I don't do shellfish, but I do like shells. Okay, and then I have a bottle, that one might find a message in. I love these, they're so cute. And then I have a little sailboat, and I really wanted to get it in the bottle, but it's just too tall. Am I still in screen? Okay. Then I have my little sailboat. Let's see, do I want to put it about here? Let's see, I kind of want to overlap the bottle a little more. Oh, maybe this a little more too, because I'm going to put the brads over here. So I think I want to slide this over too. Oh, and I love the way that I had previously tore this, so that's why I thought, oh, that looks cool. It just looks like maybe it's driftwood, and okay, so I'm just going to pull this over a little bit more, and I think probably right about there. And let me see, and if I put this here, I think I have enough room for my brads. Oh, now I'm trying to glue it to the table. Okay, and then I have this one that says, "Ahoy, matey." I can't even read it without saying it like that. Okay, and I'm just gonna, I want to overlap, maybe I'll overlap the picture rather than the sailboat. Okay. Then I've got a little turquoise one again. I'm going to put that there. And that is it. So Aiden's coming to see me this week, and his sister says, make sure, let him do little hands. And I said, you mean famous hands? And she goes, oh, I call them little hands. So hopefully I'll get to do a layout with Aiden, or two. He's going to be here for a few days. Well, probably 2, maybe 3. So that'll be fun. It will be his first time to get to stay here all by himself, have some grandma time, and I get to have some Aiden time. So I will see you tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. There will be close-ups at the end. Remember, in the drop-down menu will be all the other ladies, I think it's all ladies, playing the rainbow, through the rainbow. So, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Oh, I said I was going to repair this or add lines. So, I'm going to come back and put on my glasses, make sure I can see the lens here. Okay, now this one kind of looks like it's out of place. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that one in too. And this is just a template Briol Rapid Design, and I've had this for years, ever since I was in college for interior design. Okay, now this looks like the line would actually be right around here, so I'm just going to put a little line here, and it looks like it would end right here. So I'm just going to put a little line here. And then I'm just going to kind of, since this one is here, I'm going to kind of darken it in a little more so that they look like they were together on purpose. And maybe kind of come over this one a little bit. And this one I've already drawn that in, so I'm just kind of coloring it in a little bit more. And that looks more logical to me. Oh, and there's a little spot missing here too, and right here. So I'm just finishing off what looks like it's missing to me. So down here there'd be a little bit more shadow, so I'm gonna, because of the ribbon here, so I'm just gonna color that in just a little bit more. And to me that looks better. Yeah. Yeah, much better. That just seemed like it was so out of place. I thought about cutting that out, but it's like, oh, where do you quit? But see, I could have actually cut that out and to here, because this looks like it has to go to there. So that's it. And whoops, oh, I'm saying I could have cut this out. I didn't realize I was out of line there. Okay, so I could have cut that out there, but I didn't know where to cut it out because of it not having a line. That's what really drew my attention to it. And so coloring that in is much more fitting, more logical. So thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.